Hi, I'm Bibby. I'd like to introduce you to my beautiful treasure chest. It's the summer treasure chest and we're going to make a card out of it. Now I selected this particular paper, which is rather beautiful. You get 2 sheets of each of the papers. I love this one because we have the roses down here, we've got the birds, we've also got the little birds in flight and some more subtle flowers in the corner should we want to use them. So because you've got 2 papers, it makes it really nice to do your own decoupage layers. So I've prepared my base card first of all, and I have an A4 piece of card that I've folded in half. I've actually cut it down slightly because I wanted to work within the parameters of the paper, and the paper is 8 by 8. So I cut this down and I actually did a mat in the gold glitter card. I've gutted out the centre because I don't want to waste that cardstock. In fact, I used the waste cardstock to actually cut one of the ovals out from my oval dies. So that's going to sit onto there and mat it. So I actually prepared the mat first of all so that I could gauge what size my card should be. And when it comes to envelopes, I really don't mind because of course it will fit in a standard A5 envelope anyway, just the card will be slightly smaller. So having trimmed that down to size, I'm just going to pop that onto there, give myself a nice layer around the edge, and then I can stick this onto my card. Now I've previously prepared this, so I cut it to the right size, so I just measured those layers just so I could get more of the demonstration done in a shorter time for you. And you can see when I prepared it, I did it just so that I probably have about 1/2 centimetre around all the way my card edge. Now I've cut into the paper to create the embellishments to go onto the card as well. And I use a nice sharp pair of scissors. If you've followed me for years, you'll know I love my little Fiskus scissors. I find that they're really easy to manoeuvre and work with your motif, so cutting out that detail. Some people prefer larger scissors. I prefer the smaller ones. And we can get a really nice cut to the edge of this. It doesn't have to be so perfect to the edge of the flower, but I like to go in as neat as I can. And I might round off a little bit of the flower if I don't think it just flows quite as nicely. Or I might even take some of the leaves off the design if I want it to look perfect and be shaped nice. So you can see here I'm going right in around this sort of the trumpet top of this flower and keeping it quite nice and close. So this one will sort of be a little bit more out on a limb, and the rest are bunched together, which makes it much easier when you're cutting and creating your layers. Pull this in here, take those little leaves off at the side there. Now here what I'll do is actually create it so that it's just one leaf, and then over here as well I'm just going to cut around the leaf that fits onto the actual rose, and the other ones I'm going to take off because I don't want to see those stalks, because I'm going to position this a little bit differently on my card. And then here around those petals so that it looks like a complete rose design. This little bit of the pale blue that's from the background, I just snip my scissors in there and take that out as well. I just prefer it to look a little bit more realistic because I'm going to put this onto 3D foam. And there you go. So I do the same and cut the little birds out as well. So, and I can show you that because I prepared this here already. So cut out the little birds around the edge of there. So I've got the birds and I have my flowers ready to work with. Now I've also cut out my little gold mat, which is beautiful, from the glitter card, and that's going to stick down onto my card. I'm going to do my layout first of all because I do like to make sure that I've got things where I want them to go. So I can see I am going to put my thinking of you, which is one of the die cut messages in the kit, is going to come around here. And my little rose design is going to sit over the top of there. I'm going to bring an embellishment in, and I've also got some of the beautiful large resin embellishment there. You can see how gorgeous that one is. And I have brought some of the flowers, which we're going to cut off there, and they're going to come around the bottom of my design. So to use the flowers, I'm just going to cut them at the back here, leave a little bit of the stalk on just so that it doesn't all drop to pieces. I have found if you cut a little bit too close, then it doesn't give it anywhere to anchor and stay on. So I've got 2 of those beautiful flowers. Actually, with my lace, what I'm going to do here is separate this. Rather than using a couple pieces of lace, I'm going to cut into them and layer them under the edge of my embellishments. So just cutting into the layer there. I think my scissors need a sharpen. So I've got 2 different pieces of my lace here now to work with. And you will find if you look at your lace that one side actually has some threads across the back of it. That's the reverse side. And there is always a much nicer side and then one not quite so tidy. So make sure you're using the right side of your lace. So we are going to use these now and just get our rough layout. So I'm going to pop this up here at the top and make sure I'm happy with where about that's going to go. So I'm going to stick down with my quick grab glue, a little mat here. And again with the glue, I always use the little copper tip onto there because I do find that it gives me more precision. And it also enables me to use less glue. So that's going to go up here at the top. And my little embellishment is going to come over this. So I just want to bear in mind where that's going to go because I don't want to see where I've cut it, about there. So I'm just going to hold that in place and put my glue underneath there. And I put a little bit extra where it's thicker on the embellishment. So this one's quite a solid lace embellishment, so it's not bad at all for taking the glue. And the glue will stick onto your glitter card, it will stick onto your fabrics, it will stick onto your mirror card, acetate, parchment as well. We're thinking of using 3D foam, and that's just going to pop down here. Now this little section is going to sit onto here. So I've just got that little bit of lace popping over and I've got my rose popping down the side. Now, one point is the 3D foam might not stick as well on the lace. It has held it down, but it might not do for a long time. So what I do tend to do is go back and put a little bit of my glue onto that 3D foam as well. And I've just disturbed that, so I'm going to just pick it up and put a bit more glue down there too. Okay, let's look at this bottom section. And I'm going to put a couple of my beautiful flowers around here. So we're creating a really nice corner piece coming around the edge of the message. And then I'm going to have a rose up here, one over here too. And then my little birds are going to make my flat paper dimensional. So this I am using like traditional decoupage to build up that bird. So we're going to pop this on. I've put a really good support of my 3D foam on the back of here, as you can see. Just take those little bits off. And we're going to layer that over so my birds are a little bit more raised. There we go. And then I'm going to use my glue gun, which I think has turned itself off. So we'll just need to leave that for a few seconds to just warm up. And I'm going to put my lace down in place here. And just using my glue again to do that. Pop that onto there. Hopefully this might just be ready for us now. And yep, just that's going to go there. I'm going to pop my 2 large flowers at either side. I do find 3s work really well. Put that there. And then we're going to put one of the little resin roses at the top. And I'm just going to adjust that because I don't really want to see the edge of my lace where I've cut it. So that's going to come down instead. And then this one is going to sit down here at the bottom. Do you know what? I might just move that again and have that coming up. But I'm going to use my resin rose just to conceal that little edge so that my flowers and the leaves just follow the curl. And there we go. I'm happy with that. I think that's really pretty, really nicely balanced on the card, with the lace coming around the top, around the bottom, and those beautiful flowers working across the card just to fill it in. And I like the mixture of textures to have the fabric flowers and have the resin flowers as well. The lace gives you a beautiful card to send to anyone. Take a little look at a few more of the samples that we've got around us here, and you can see just how gorgeous all of the components are from our fabulous summer treasure chest. Well, I hope you enjoy making some cards with this box if you purchase it, and share your inspiration with all of us on Facebook. You can see the treasure chest here in all its glory. It's a beautiful item and packed full of lots of goodies for you to be able to craft with, whether it be for mixed media, whether it be for home decor, whether it's for your card making, scrapbooking, or many other things. I'm sure you'll find great ways to actually use all of the components of the box. And I'll see you again very soon.